So, hello, I'm Seher. I'm from Turkey, and today I'm going to walk you through my project that I did back in Turkey but finished up in Botswana. So my driving question was that how can I build my sense of connection to rock music culture by learning to play the electric guitar? And throughout that, I investigated the rock history, the bands that I used to listen so much. I learned more about them. I also looked at basics of playing the electric guitar to be able to play Song 2 by Blur at the end in the simplest way possible. And one thing that was really interesting for me throughout my investigation was how rock songs can create social change, especially protest songs like, for example, Monkey Gone to Heaven by Pixies was about destruction of the ozone layer and the oncoming environmental apocalypse, which brought awareness to climate crisis. I learned about how powerful it could be, which I didn't know before, and how they could even stir chaos in political environments. Another thing that I did was look at three concepts and how they, concepts of anarchism, feminism, and nihilism, and how they worked in rock culture. And my goal was to create a zine from one of these concepts. And the concept that I picked was anarchism. And anarchism is a political movement that opposes all forms of imposed hierarchy. For example, anarchism says that the government is destructive and unnecessary. It also states that people's behavior should never be forced by others. And with that, I investigated its development and, for example, and I looked at a few songs that actually included that concept. And through that, I created a zine, next slide, which you're seeing the top half right now. And next slide. And this is the bottom half. And you're welcome to see the full thing in the booth later. Next slide. And in terms of the electric guitar playing part, I had 4 equipments that I purchased throughout to be able to complete that. I have an electric guitar, of course, an amplifier, a mini one as I'm a beginner, guitar pick, and instrument cable which connects the electric guitar and the amplifier. Next slide. And as someone who doesn't know how to play the guitar at all, so I looked at the basics of how to play the guitar, and one of them was guitar strings, and strangely enough, you code them with, it has codes, and one of them was elephant and donkeys grow big ears. And even though I did this back in Turkey, this is very contextually Botswana. And I also looked at how to set up an amplifier for clean or distorted sounds, which is really interesting. Next slide. And I looked at names of the frets, which was a little harder to figure out, but I think I'm there. I looked at 1-string chords, power chords, and I looked at power chords itself. And another interesting thing that I learned here was that only 2 notes, which is a power chord bass, makes up most of the heaviest chords in rock music, and they just use the same shape and move it around the fret, and it just brings memorable riffs. And yeah, Song 2 by Blur was my end goal, and to do that, I made a simplified version of a guitar tab, which in the way that I could understand, and I got help from my cousin, who was my guitar teacher, like throughout this. And it was one of the most interesting and projects that I ever did. I really loved it, and I learned a lot, and I got to explore something that's interesting to me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.